A video just to quickly explain some of the data that I'll be sending across to a fair number of you. I've got about 10 people working on this already, and inshallah plenty more to come. So I'm just going to make one generic video using the Somalian database as an example, and inshallah we can go off there. So I'm just going to explain some of the data, some of the columns, what they represent, how to filter, and how to best do your own personal searches as well. And at the same time, I'll just explain that basically this data that you'll be seeing here will be available predominantly on Islam Awaken, and eventually will be available on other websites as well. I'm going to get in contact with Corpus Qur'an, who do not have a international other languages database available on their site, but inshallah if we can get this across to them as well, maybe they'll be happy to use it. I don't know if they want to introduce it, but for predominantly it will be available on Islam Awaken. So your help with me, helping me on this database, will basically help the world teach your language, your native language, to the rest of the world. So it's greatly appreciated, and I thank you all for your time. So basically I'll just go through the columns and what they are. This will all remain the same. I'm just using Somalian as an example. So this is the ayat number here, and we'll just go to the top. This is the ayat number here. You'll see that it repeats 1 1 1 2 1 3, and the reason it repeats is because it's a word for word. So there's 4 words in the first ayat, there's 3 words in the second, and there's 2 words in the third, and that's how it works out. That's why the numbers repeat. This is a transliteration, what it sounds like. I've only got this in one version. I've got the Turkish version complete already, and so that took me a while, but I do know Turkish, and so that really helps out. But I don't know any other languages and how they sound like, so I could not do this in any other language. So we're just going to leave this at English for now. This is the English word for word. So this translation here is of that word there, the English translation, and this is the Somalian version, will be in your own native language. This is the syntax and grammar column. So basically it shows you if it's a noun, an adjective, a pronoun, determiner, masculine and feminine, and it looks like there's only one line of data, but if you actually grab this line right here and just drag that down, you'll see that it's actually multiple lines. It's line wrapped, and so it's multiple lines, and sometimes it gets to 3, even 4, and we'll just find a 3 just so you guys can see that's a 3, and that's in your own native language. So this is form 8, it says it here, and this is in the native language. It's a prefix preposition. Lam is a prefix preposition. Al is the determiner prefix, and it's in a genitive masculine plural in the form 8 active participle. And here as well, it just says the same thing in your own native language. So yeah, just drag this down just so you can see more data, but I've left it like that for now. Up the top of the English one is a count. It says 77,430. This is if you're doing your own searches, this number will automatically change, and I'll show you how to use that very soon. Here is the root words in your own native language. This is basically this data here has been put into one line, and I'm gonna explain why it actually helps with your searches, your own personal searches. This is in your own language. Here is a Lane's lexicon of each word. So if you want to learn a word, let's just randomly click a word so you can see it. Lexicon is the most preferred dictionary out there. So if we click on that, you'll see that it is a dictionary meaning of the word, and you can go through and see what word I clicked on. So I use about 15 or 16 different dictionaries, but Lane's lexicon is by far the most popular. And then here is a summary of the old data on Lane's lexicon. So you'll see, for example, here it says day, era, time, today, this day, this, that day, age, period of time, rising of the sun. And if you just go all the way across, you'll see that it's the word yomi, day, and yeah, and so it's just a quick summary of that, so you don't have to really go through Lane's lexicon. You can just look at the quick summary. Now in searching, if you want to search, these are auto filters. So if you go to data, I can't actually show you, but it's up the top. So top of Excel where it says file, edit, yada yada, file, edit, view, insert, format. If you go up to data and put on auto filter, this will come up, these will come up. A good practice to know is to press Command Shift F. It will switch them on and off. Command Shift F, that's on Mac. It's Control Shift F on PC, and it'll switch them on and off. So if you filter something, just switch them on and off, and it will reset everything back to the start. So if you click on one of these little filters and say you want to do a direct search, we're saying equals to, and we'll just randomly pick one, 12. 108, and which is there, and it says that there's 17 words. See that number change from 77,430. It says there's 17 words in it. Say, this is my way. I invite you to Allah with insight, and and whoever follows me, and glory be to Allah, and not I am of the polytheists. See, it doesn't. The one thing about word for word, guys, it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. See, here it says I and whoever, and that's not a common way of putting a sentence, but it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. It just has, the word has to just match what this word is. So it doesn't necessarily have to make sense, but I mean, so if you look at this column here, you see, this is my way. I invite to Allah with insight, I and whoever follows me, and glory be to Allah, and not I am of the polytheists. So here it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. So it could say for this way, it could say and glory Allah, I am not polytheist. I mean, it doesn't. It's not necessarily. It doesn't have to be a flowing sentence, because that's not the point of a word for word. Is to translate the word as best of ability to the Arabic word. So necessarily, this doesn't need to make sense in your language as well when you're going through a database. But that's the ultimate goal. So this here, it hasn't changed. You'll see that all of it is the same data right there, because we've searched on one filter. So if you do another search, we'll clear this one here. Here's a way of clearing as well. You can just click on that little arrow where, see, you'll see that it's got a little filter mark. None of them else do. You can do multiple filters as well. See, because I've filtered this already, I can say that I just want to search the word Allah now in this in here. So because that filter's on, you should actually, I don't know why it does that. Ah, see, yeah, so it's only short now because you've only got a short amount of words. Then you can say I just want to search Allah in that. So 12101 has been filtered by this to 12101 and 108, and then Allah has been filtered by here. So there's two filters here, and a way of clearing the filter, you can just click this little filter button and press clear filter, and it'll clear that filter. But see, it still says 17, so you can just click here and press clear filter, as I do. So if you've got multiple filters on, you can just say we'll just do feminine, and see there's only one. Command Shift F, and it will remove both filters, and Command Shift F again, and it will bring them back on again. So why this one here, it plays a major role, is say you wanted to do a direct search. So we'll just do on mustaqim. I think there's actually 3 words that are mustaqim with that spelling. So I'm doing a search now on the exact spelling there, right? So if I come here and then do an exact spelling search, there should be 3. And yep, 3. So there you go. So it shows you the 3 words. So 116, 17, 16, and 37, 118. See, now this column plays a major role, because in 116 it's guided us to the path, the straight, and then in 716 Shaitan said, because you have set me astray, shall I sit there on the path waiting? And then the third one is, and we guided both of them to the path straight. So there's 3 there, but you notice there's only 3 that came up, because it's the exact spelling of mustaqima, even with the if like it might even be it might be a little diacritical mark that's missing from here, so it would have a different listing here. To do a better search than that, what I recommend is searching on the root word. So I'll copy this for now, and I'll turn this filter off, so you can see that I think there's about 400 odd mustaqim. 660, I was way off. So see, now that I'm just on that, you'll see that it's the root of it that's been searched, and so you've got a lot more detailed result. See, and here you'll see there's 2 variations of spellings, because they're not the same. So if I had done a search on that, these wouldn't have come up, even though they're very close to each other. Only one of them comes up because I did an exact word search. Now you'll also see in this as well that there's sometimes you'll find repeats on the results, and I'll find you one just so we can, just as an example, we can use it. And I'm sure there's one up. Where was it? Just a repeat. 254. See, it repeats. That means that the root of it is used twice in the ayah. It's not a glitch. it means that the root of it is used twice. So that word, even though it's not the same word, but the root of it is used twice. And so this will be the exact same, see, even though it's not the exact same word, but you'll see that one of them is, oh my people, and the other one is to his people. So you'll find in here, oh my people, and you'll find in here, then he turned, because it's a long ayat, I should actually drag this down. Oh my people, so turned, where is to his people? 1 second. Am I to his people? Yes, it should be to his people, sorry. Where is to his people? Oh my people. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, sorry, at the start of it, I do apologise. To his people is this one. Oh my people is this one. So I do apologise, but it was there. I knew it was there. I'm thinking, have I made a mistake with the database? But no, to his people is one of the qawim that's used, and oh my people is the second qawim that's used in the ayat. I do apologise, I just had a mental blank there trying to look for it. But there, so that's how it works out. I recommend, again, just turning your filters on and off. Command shift there, shift there. So yeah, go through and just all I need you guys to do is check that this word matches this word. This was translated via Google Translate according to so Google Translate doesn't do a good job on sentences, but it does a very good job on individual words. So I just need you guys to compare these words to this. I should say as well, the one I just happened to click on, the Qur'an initials or the muqatat letters, which would say here, say muqatat letters. These were not translated. These were left in the English format. I could do that as well. Eventually I will go around and do that. But I just need you guys to just double check that these words match this sentence here. That's what I need you guys to do. Just these, if this matches this, then that's a pass. And just read the Qur'an. All I recommend doing is reading the Qur'an. You know, just going through, have a read of the Qur'an at the same time, and you guys can do it. It's great to have this database. If you do end up finding mistakes, right? So at the end of the day, you can send the mistakes to me individually if you want, but a good practice would be just coming on the very, like this end column here at the end. If you just put an X where there's a mistake, say for example you said, oh, this ayat has a mistake, put an X there, right? And then you come across to where you're going to do the edit, and say for example this one is wrong, and you just say that I wanted this data to be this instead, do this. And if you highlight it for me as well, so I know where the change was made, so I can make that change of mine. That way when I come around and I'm doing an actual search, I can just go straight down and press there, and I'll see that, okay, there's a mistake, and then I can see that the highlighted one is where the change has been made, and I'll update the database accordingly. So see right there, I'll just delete this. Actually, you know what, I'll get rid of that because I made a change, and I'll get rid of that because I made a change. But that's, yeah, if you guys can do that for me, it would be greatly appreciated. Just put an X or anything, populate this column with anything you want. Like you could, I don't care if it's a number, I don't care if you actually explain. You can say that there's a change to, you know, there's a change to syntax, and I know that it's in that column, and then in the syntax, if you want, then put your syntax change there, and I'll know highlighting it would be greatly appreciated, and I'll know that that is where the change is. So when I'm coming through and I just click here and then just flick up, it goes straight to it, and then I'll see that the change is there. So yeah, that's one thing. Also what I recommend doing as well, make a copy of this, so you've got the original on yours, and the other copy, make your own changes. If there's a word in there that you believe that, you know, it's a better translation, even in the English, I don't care, even if it's in the English, if you think it better suits the word, let me know. I'll see if we can make those changes in there, and we'll put it out there so the world can benefit, guys. So yeah, so that's basically it. Again, look, the filters aren't on, so I'll just drag this down just so I can show you where to find the filters again. So data, oh, I can't do it, sorry. You can do it for data as well. You can press filter and it comes up there, but what I was looking for was data up this top, which you can't see, and then click on auto filter. But that's the other place you can do it. Yeah, have fun, enjoy, and inshallah you guys can learn from this and benefit the much. Oh, I should say as well, see this top line, it's locked, it's freeze, it's freeze panes, which means it's locked to the top. It will always remain at the top, as you guys can see. So a good way, say you've done a search and you're all the way down here and you don't know how to get back to the top. There's not an easy way of getting to the top. Simple method of getting back to the top is just click on the top line and then press down once and it'll bring you back, because what you're actually saying is, say you're down here and you're thousands of lines down, you're saying I want to start on line 1, I'm back to line 1 and just move down to line 2, and that's why it's a simple way of getting back to the top. But that's it. I'll put this back on. If you guys can just go through that and send me the changes, make your own changes as well, make your own database. But for me personally, just put an X or something on the end and then or highlight the change, and I'll go through and I'll find it. Or you can just quote to me as well if you want to do it, whichever way you want to do it. I just need to know the changes. Just double check that this matches this, and that if you know Arabic as well, that it matches completely. If it's a good translation, then we got to pass. Also, if this matches this, is another good practice as well that I need to know. So does this actually say verb in the first person plural form 4? I'm pretty sure it says form 4 because it says it right there, form 4. So but yeah, I just need to know that this is translated to this and this is translated to this. That's it, guys. Inshallah you guys enjoy, and yeah, inshallah we can change the world and teach them in your native language. Salam to you all, and thank you so much for your help.